morning children. We'll see the next topic today, that is throughout history people travel from place to place for various reasons. For what? For various reasons. What are the reasons that we are going to see? First, people traveled to look for suitable place to live in, and to fulfill their requirements of food and livelihood, to protect from animals and from natural disasters. This is the first point. People travel for what they have traveled, to look for suitable place to live and to fulfill their requirements. What are the requirements to fulfill? For their food and for their livelihood, and to protect from animals and from natural disasters. They move from one place to another. And the next point is, people move from place to place, conquering lands, to capture the land, to conquer the land. For that also they move from one place to another. Then people travel for the purpose of trade, to have a trade with another countries. They move from one place to another. And next, the religious preachers, the religious leaders or preachers, travel to foreign countries, for what purpose? To spread their religion, For this purpose also they travel from one place to another to spread their religion. And fifth point, the curiosity, the eagerness, the curiosity to know about the world. What is the world? To know about the world. They moved. For that also they moved, and to explore new places, to find new places, and also to meet new people. For all these purposes, the people move from one place to another. What are the purposes? People travel for the purposes for suitable place for them to live, and to fulfill all their requirements for like food and livelihood, and to protect themselves from animals and from natural disasters. So for these reasons they move from one place to another, and to conquer, to capture the another place, they move from one place to another. And people travel for the purpose of trade, to keep trade with another people. They travel for other places, and the religious leaders, they travel to foreign countries, another countries, to spread their own religion, and the curiosity to know about the world, how the world is. For this curiosity, they move to the another place and to find out the new places, to explore the new places and to meet the new people. So, for all these reasons, throughout the history, people travel from one place to another. Then next we see about the naming of our country India. Naming of our country India. Our country is generally referred as Bharat. How it is called? Bharat or India. So our country, the country named Bharat. How it is named? It is named Bharat after the name of a tribe. Group of people, tribes. Bharatha. Okay. Where it is mentioned, how you come to know that we got the name Bharat from, how we come to know that? That is mentioned in the Rig Veda. Where it is mentioned? It is mentioned in the Rig Veda. Rig Veda is nothing but the earliest composition book, in the language Sanskrit. In which language it is? It is in the Sanskrit language. So, from this we come to know that we got the name Bharata from the tribe Bharatha. Then, when it was? It is dated. When it is dated? Dated about 3500 years ago. So, this how we got the name Bharat or Bharatha. So, this is the name from the tribe Bharatha. We got the name Bharat. How you know that? We know that it is mentioned in the Rig Veda, the composition book of in Sanskrit. It was dated about 3000 years ago. From this we know that the name we got Bharat is from the Bharatha. Then next is about the India. The name India, how we got is derived from a Sanskrit word. Derived from a Sanskrit word. Sindhu. Sanskrit word Sindhu. What is the meaning for this? That meaning is a water body. Meaning water body. India is surrounded by water on three sides. So, the Sindhu, the meaning, it is a Sanskrit word, that is meaning is water body. Then, about 2500 years ago, first people when they enter into India were Greeks. When Greeks, they arrived to the northwest of where they get into India, to the northwest part of our country. They enter to the northwest part of the country and pronounced this river Sindhu, and they pronounced this river as how they pronounce, that is Indus or Indus, and then finally it changed into Indus. Now you know the Indus river. So this Sindhu rivers, after when these people Greeks enter into India by 2500 years, they pronounced this river as a Hindo or Indo. Finally this changed to Indus, and not only that, they also called the land East of this river, east of the river Indus, India. So, how we got the name Bharat and India. So, when the Greek arrived into the northwest part, they called this river Sindhu as Hindu or Indu, and finally that changes into river Indus. Then they call this land to the north of the river Indus as India. Next, things in the past tells about what it tells a lot about early people. It gives the inscriptions about the early people, tells about the early people and the societies. So, these things in the past, these things are called sources of history. What is this called? Sources of history. The things that we get in the past, it tells about the early people, how they were and about their societies. So, these things are called the sources of history. Next, historians. Who are historians? Historians are individual people, individuals who study and write about the past, who study and write about the past. Historians of the people who study and write about the past. How they write? They write history by several refers to by how they wrote the history. They wrote history by referring several archaeological and literary sources. How they studied? The historians or the people who study and write about the past. How they wrote the history? By referring the several archaeological and literary sources from various corners of the world. And these historians depend on archaeology. Mainly they depend on archaeology for informations, to get the information about the ancient years, about ancient era. Era is nothing but period. What is that? Ancient period. So, these historians who study about, write about the past, they depend on to write history mainly on archaeology for getting informations about the ancient period. Then, what is archaeology? Archaeology is the study of prehistoric culture. Prehistoric culture and their prehistoric people and their culture. What is archaeology? Archaeology is the study about the prehistoric people and their culture. That is called archaeology. And who is archaeologist? Archaeologists are individuals they explore and excavate historical evidences. Historical evidences to study them. So, who is historians who study and write about the past? Then, what is archaeology? It is a study about the prehistoric people and their culture. And what is archaeologist? Who are archaeologists? They are individuals. They explore and excavate the historical evidence to study them. And next we see about the different type of sources. What are the different types of sources? The sources of history. Sources of history are divided into two. One is the archaeological sources. Archaeological sources, and the another one is the literary sources. We come to know about the history through many sources, and that is divided into two. One is archaeological sources and another one is the literary sources. First, we are going to see about the archaeological sources. In this archaeological sources, we have fossils. By going through this, we know about the history. That is, what are the archaeological sources? First one is the fossil. Next is the monuments. Third one is the inscriptions. Fourth one is the artifacts. Artifact is nothing but objects. Artifacts. And the last one is coins. This is the archaeological sources. First we are going to see about the fossil. What is this fossils? Fossils are preserved remains. Preserved remains of plants and animals of the past. Plants and animals of the past. Preserved remains of the plants and animals of the past. These are all fossils. They are found in, where it is found? It is found in the inside layers of rock. Inside layers of rocks. Where you can see this fossil, children? Inside the layers of rock you can see this fossils. This fossil is the main source of information. This fossil is the main source of information. About the species of plants and animals. That exist in the, what are the animals and plants were in the past? That is exist in the past. So this is about the fossil. Fossil means what? It is a preserved remains of plants and animals. Where it is preserved? It is preserved inside the layers of rocks, and it gives the main informations what are the species that exist in the past. Then next we will see about the monuments. This is buildings and structures of the past. What are this? This belongs to buildings and structure of the past, such as, example is temples, then tombs and mosques are called monuments. So what is monuments? Monuments is nothing but buildings and structures of the past such as temple, tomb and marks called monuments. The monuments depict the development. What are that it tells about? What is nothing depict? It tells about the development took place in the field of, took place in the architecture, science and societies that exist during a particular period of history. That is about the monuments. Monuments is nothing but building and structures of the past. Example, temple, mosque and tomb. And it tells about the information about the how the architecture were in the past and know about the science and also about the people, society of people lived. And the next one is about the inscription. Inscriptions are, these are written records. Records. These are the written records of the past. Written records of the past. How they have written that they are carved or engraved. So அதை அப்படியே carve பண்ணியோ இல்லை engrave பண்ணி எதில் எழுதிருப்பாங்க with a hard surface, on hard, நல்ல hard இருக்க surfaceல they have written on hard surface. Example if you take, that is such as rock and metals. This is what a inscription. These are written records of the past. They are carved or engraved on a hard surface such as rock and metals. And these inscriptions mainly, these inscriptions are, how the inscriptions are orders. Who ordered this? This is mainly this inscriptions. What is written? Orders from ancient rulers, kings, ancient rulers for their subjects, So what is this inscription? This is mainly orders given by the rulers for their many subjects. And these inscriptions also stand as a document evidence for the victories of kings and queens. அவங்க வெற்றி பெற்றதெல்லாம் இதில் இன்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. So these inscriptions are nothing but it also stands for the document evidence for the victories of kings and queens. And not only that, it also gives informations about social, political and economic, religious conditions that prevailed during this period, that is during the past period. So what is the inscriptions? Inscription is nothing but it is a written records of the past, and where they have written, they are carved or engraved in the rocks and metals. Then they have written on the rock and metals. Then many of these inscriptions is mainly about the orders from the kings, and this also gives up the document evidence for the victories of the kings and queens, and it also gives the information about social, political and economic, religious conditions, how that was prevailed during that past period. And next is about the artifacts. Artifacts. Artifacts is nothing but objects. These are all small objects. So they refer, what they refer to? Refer to tools, ornaments, toys and pottery. These are all called artifacts. They refers to tool, ornaments, toys and pottery belong to the past. Belong to the past. And this also important. These are important. Why these are all very important? Because they are sources, helps us to understand the lifestyle, how the people lived, their lifestyle, about their lifestyle, understand the lifestyle of people in the past, live in the past. So this is what an artifacts. Artifacts are objects like tool, it may be of any tool, ornaments, toys, pottery. These are all belongs to the past, are called artifacts, and these are important. Why these are important sources? It helps us to know about the people live in the past and lifestyle of the past people. Then next, last one is about the coins. What is this coins? The coins main sources of information about the king. It gives how their kings were, what are the coins they were used, what metals they used for preparing coins. Through this we can understand the information about the kings and their economic conditions, how rich they were, that is economic, அவங்களோட பொருளாதாரத்தை நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்க முடியும். That is economic condition of economic condition of these people, kings, during their period. What is this coins? This coins is a main source of information about the kings, how the kings were, and the economic, about their economic condition of these kings during their period. This is about the coin. These are all the archaeological sources, literary sources, and vast archaeology sources: fossil, monument, inscriptions, artifacts and coins. Children, your today's assignment is learn archaeological sources. Your homework is, today homework is learn about archaeological sources. We have 5 archaeological sources: fossil, monument, inscription, artifacts and coin. I hope you understood the topic, children. Have a nice day. Thank you.